Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, August 18th, 2026. This is Jennifer. Welcome back to my sewing room, you guys. I had a very good crafty week last week. I was sorting things and putting a lot of things away after all the baby stuff I've been making, which I'm going to continue making. But when I did that, I found some panels that I had put aside to potentially make soft books out of. So I decided that's what I was going to do last week. I pulled out the first one, which was the bird panel that Jules gave me for my birthday. And this is what I turned it into. So this was a panel that had 8 different little squares that you could cut out and use in a quilt or whatever. And all of them are birds. So for each page, I added a ladybug, and then I did some sort of other machine embroidery. So this is an addition. And then I went back on my regular domestic machine and I outlined the bird and some of the stems just to give it some depth. Then when you open it up, I've done the same thing. Every page has a ladybug and then some sort of embroidery. I'm looking at it from behind. So this has a little leaf and there's embroidery up here. This one here, ladybug, applique leaf, that's a little felt just to add some texture. And then this page, I actually realized after I was using this ladybug that I had a couple other ladybugs that I had saved. And so I added both of the different ones there, and then a little bumblebee up there. This page also has a ladybug and some little leaves there. And again, I'm outlining the bird and some of the stems. And then we've got another little ladybug. And I did a little bit of machine embroidery here just to add some texture. Same thing here, ladybug, and then a felt leaf. And then on the back, another ladybug. And there's some little machine applique right there. So the way I did this was 2 panels together. I cut them out like this, and then I worked on these 2 at the same time. Same thing for this. So it's basically, this is a piece and this is a piece. So I started out with just this piece of fabric, a piece of thin batting, and then I did the machine embroidery stuff. And then when I went over to work on my domestic machine, I added a piece of cutaway stabilizer because I just felt like it was going to be too floppy. It wasn't really holding its shape. It didn't feel like a book. So it was very, very loose. So there is inside of each little quilt sandwich is batting, 2 layers of cutaway stabilizer for machine embroidery, and then batting it again. So each page, so this is a page, this is a page. Each page has a layer of each one of those. So it means there's 4 layers of stuff inside of here. And I did do this like a pillowcase. So I sewed right sides together, turned it right sides out. And you can see where I hand stitched at the bottom to close that seam. And then I did 3 lines of stitching down the center to make the book. So I love the way this one came out so much that I pulled out another panel that I had already set aside potentially for the same project. And I kind of did the same thing. I ran this one past my kiddo first to see what they thought, and they loved this panel so much they didn't want me to add any machine embroidery or any applique to it. They wanted to keep it as simple as possible just for the images. I even asked if they wanted me to add text, and they said no text. I just love the pictures, just leave it like that. And so that's what I did. So I bought this one earlier this year. I don't remember what either of these panels are. If I happen to have the selvage, I will put that in the description for you guys. This one is the same kind of thing, but I used my my sewing machine, my regular sewing machine, and then I just did some decorative stitches around each frame. And I did the same thing where like this is a page. I stitched around each frame, and then I just went in and did some little line stitching just to kind of tack everything in place. So this one is all animals. I love this one. It's so sweet. I had no idea what I was going to do when I bought this panel, but this is the absolute perfect thing to do with it, I think. And then again, this had the batting, cutaway stabilizer, more batting. And I did the same thing with this as well, where it is, you know, I whip stitched it closed here, and then I added the 3 lines of stitching there. I love these so much that I literally woke up the day after I finished the second one with an idea to make one from scratch. That's actually what I'm working on now. I'm going to save that and show you guys that when it is done. It is quite quite different from these two. I think I'll probably even finish it differently. I think on the next one, I'm going to serge around the outside of the pages because I don't want to turn it inside out, but I will tell you guys more about that next week. The only other thing I have to share with you guys is I did buy a book. I had actually ordered this a while back and totally forgot about it until it showed up, which is DIY Thrift Flip. This is April Yang, also known as Cool Lerpa. This gal, I've been following her since she was a student doing like fashion design or whatever she was doing in school. And she, at the time when I first started following her, she was cutting everything out on the floor of her dorm room or apartment or something like that. And since then, she has become like a real powerhouse in like explaining to people how to take things from the thrift store and turn them into clothes you'll actually wear, which you guys know is one of my favorite things to do. Mostly bought this because I wanted to support someone who does such great educational videos for this kind of thing, but also there's some really good stuff in here. Just the thing on the cover makes me think of Jules, which is turning a pair of pants and a top into a pair of overalls. So I will be looking through this and seeing if there's anything fun that I can try. I don't know if I'll do exactly what she does because you never know what you're going to get at the thrift store, but she shares a lot of techniques that you can use on any garment. So that is my favorite kind of book because I don't follow often the pattern or the rules. I will kind of make it up as I go. And I'm looking forward to having a good look at this and playing around with her ideas. That's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a crafty week. Hug someone you love, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.